We're at Mdrive. Jared is with me. Jared Smith.
Yes, yeah.
And Bailey.
Yep, Smith.
Smith. We got two Smiths. How's that? Okay, we're here at the new mill, the hockey training warehouse in Tempe, right? Behind me, you can see. We're going to give you a little tour of the place here in a little bit, but I wanted to talk to you guys because this is brand new, right? As we sit here today, you're not even open yet, right? It's grand opening night or weekend?
Correct, grand opening weekend. We open up tomorrow morning. We have our grand opening celebration happening all day tomorrow. So yeah, we're pre-look here for you.
Very nice. It's indoors, which is kind of nice because everybody knows in the summer in Arizona it gets a little warm.
Oh, yeah.
So Bailey, tell me what the concept was and why did you guys want to do the mill hockey training warehouse in Tempe, Arizona?
Yeah, so the concept kind of came about a couple of years ago. Jared and I were, because coached hockey forever, so we've been on hockey tournaments and we were traveling and we've seen facilities like this open up in other states, in Minnesota and Michigan and the East Coast. And we felt finally Arizona hockey was large enough that we could support it. And we needed a one-stop shop. A lot of these rinks have full sheets and they're great for big practices, but we needed a smaller sheet where we could do, dedicated defensive drills, dedicated offensive drills. You could go from the ice to a workout. And we felt like we needed something that was neutral playing field,
right.
Something to kind of bring the hockey community together. Instead of everybody being on their own teams, this is something where everybody can come together.
And everybody asks, what do you have for ice? You've got synthetic ice, which
Yes.
is the way to do it, right? I mean, especially in an environment like this where you can be inside year-round. So, Jared, tell me a little bit about synthetic ice and how it works.
Yeah, so the synthetic ice, obviously we don't have to freeze it.
Right.
That's the biggest, thing for us here. It keeps down on costs. The coolest thing about it is you don't change anything. Right. You don't have to change. You have to use different skates, different blades, anything like that. You take your exact gear and you jump on. It has a pretty good sensation of gliding. It's a little bit different than ice. It takes about a couple minutes to kind of really get used to it. But after 2-3 minutes, a couple spins around, you're flying around just like normal. You can do everything that you normally do on regular ice on the synthetic ice.
Same thing for shooting, I guess. When you shoot the puck, it slides pretty well.
Yeah. If the puck actually feels really similar to ice, it doesn't have any kind of draw or anything like that it stops the puck from moving. It's really slippery, really smooth. And actually, funny story: the first time we went and tested out this synthetic ice that we have here today, Bailey actually slipped and fell right when she stepped on it. So it actually it's really kind of an interesting product and really kind of cool. That once you get going on it, once you understand it, it's really slick and it's really fast to play on.
So tell me about the love for hockey. Where did it start for you guys, and how did you get interested in playing this sport and now working with people to make them better?
I am from Ann Arbor, Michigan. So there's that. My younger brother played hockey growing up. Okay. Eventually we moved to Arizona. He played at DY on a PF Chang's team that was here a long time ago. And then eventually came back and played at ASU. When I was younger, I played on the Arizona Selects girls team for a couple of years before the Kachinas. And I met Jared on Bumble.
It works, folks.
It works. And, he's got his own hockey background, so it's kind of been in both of our families forever. It was honestly the perfect little combo.
The perfect match.
Yep.
So I understand you're a Californian. Am I correct?
Yes, yeah. I'm from Northern California originally. Kind of the big boom for me with hockey was the Sharks moving into town. It was about right when I was getting into hockey. I was about 3-4 years old when they got there. The Mighty Ducks movies were big for me when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So yeah, that kind of just took me by storm. Roller hockey was getting big, and that was actually my first start into hockey was with roller hockey. 3-4 years later, I moved into ice hockey, and I never looked back. Played, on tons of travel teams there. I came out here to Arizona State to play on the Arizona State team here. Stayed here and started coaching hockey, and now we have our own ice rink.
So when we talk about hockey in the desert Southwest, and we started Icetime Hockey Southwest.com 5 years ago, everything was kind of in disarray, right? Greg had just taken his team, Greg Powers had just taken his team and advanced them to the NCAA level. But the club program was down because he'll admit he kind of raided it in order to build. He had to. Yep. They had to kind of start over. U of A was way down. They just hired a new coach. Vegas was thinking about hockey but didn't really have much. UNLV was a struggling program.
Yep.
5 years later, it's just exploded, right?
Yeah.
What's the reason for that in your mind?
Honestly, the weather.
Yeah.
I know it's just so many people have come here from places like Minnesota, Michigan, Boston, on the East Coast where it's cold all year long. They come here for a semester of school and they don't want to leave. They bring that East Coast hockey mentality back here. As far as a hockey player, going to the rink in flip-flops and shorts in December is unreal. So that's a huge draw. And then I just think that, out here there's a lot of opportunity for people to kind of, especially in the hockey world, to kind of make a little bit for themselves here. There's a lot of room, especially for young coaches to come in. We talk about players who are moving here, who are being recruited to come out here.
Right.
They get treated really well. We have really good living out here, and then the weather is just unreal. So I think a combination of a few different things kind of creates the perfect storm.
Okay, so the Mill Hockey Training Warehouse. Where did the name come from? You obviously had an idea. Where did it come from?
Well, we kicked around upwards of 100 names. Right. We were coming up with, everything and anything, throwing things against the wall. When we were coming up with the name and the branding, we wanted it to be hardworking, old American vibes. You don't need any kind of fancy technology or anything. Just come here, work hard, and that's all it is. That's how Jared is as a coach. That's really our philosophy. That's what we believe in. So we wanted the branding and the name to say that. Jared went to ASU. We're on University. We're right down the street from Mill.
There you go.
So,
well, I like the name personally. I like what you guys have done with the building. I think you've made some really nice areas of the building and made use of every inch of it. You were telling me off camera of how much that meant to you. But tell me about putting this all together and how difficult it was to find a facility that could house you.
Oh man, that was the toughest part. We probably checked out upwards of 20, 30 different buildings over a course of a 6 or 7 month time frame. We had a couple buildings that were really awesome, that we really liked, and it just wasn't going to work out. When we found this was actually one of the first buildings we looked at. Okay. We went looking at other places, we kind of circled back around. This has been just an awesome place for us to be. We have good strong walls here. We have good parking. We're pretty easy to get access to as far as all the different freeways in Tempe and around the valley. And then just maximizing our space. We've created a place where kids can come, hang out, get good training, be around good adults, good people who want the best for them. And that's kind of been the philosophy from day one. But yeah, the building search was definitely tough. It was definitely a long process. There were some nights where we're like, this isn't going to work. We're not going to be able to make this happen. And we just kept pushing through. We kept pushing through, and we're over the moon of what we were able to do.
Okay, so grand opening is this weekend. You're going to be year-round, I'm taking it.
Yes,
this is going to be a full-time gig for you guys.
For Jared.
For Jared. You're going to do other work, right?
Yep.
Welcome to the real world, folks. So when we talk hockey training, what specifically would you like to accomplish in this facility?
So I think we want to do a couple of things. I find a couple of voids in the community now with hockey that we want to fill. Okay. So one, I think, is knowledge. Yep. I think that there is, a lot of teams, a lot of players in these house programs and kids who want to make the jump to travel, but either don't know where to go, don't know how to do it. It's a very, very different league. So we want to be able to bridge that gap for them. Okay. We want to provide information. We want to provide training. We want to be able to take a house player and put them in a travel team that they want to make. Furthermore, there's a lot of kids here that play travel teams that want to go to the junior level but don't know. Right. All the different junior teams, tier 2, tier 3, if I play in this league, am I not eligible for NCAA? All of the different rules and requirements, we want to be able to help bridge that gap too. So we want to bring in people that can help guide them, provide information, offer a space where these kids can come in and really get everything that they need in a one-stop shop. And again, for us, it's really about that community. It's about creating a place that these kids come, they feel comfortable, and they get, everything they need here. We've even talked about doing Hockey Moms Night Out, on the weekends. So,
well, you're near Mill, right? Oh, that was really bad. But anyway, so tell me, Jared, when you're thinking about this building and what you want to do with it, you can actually do one-on-ones. Mm-hmm. You can do multiples. You can do a team if you wanted to, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have it set up right now where we have skill sessions that are running every day that are going to be capped to 12 skaters. That way they have good attention from a coach. Coach can be able to individually look at them and instruct them and help them out. We can also do small groups up to 4. We can do one-on-one sessions. And as you mentioned, teams. Teams are going to be huge. We can do like some preseason stuff, or even during the season if the coach is like saying, hey, I want to work on defensive structures only. They can come over here. We can work on stuff like that. They can do on ice. They can do off ice. Just anything. What we've been telling people is, let us just talk to us. We want to work with every kid in the valley. We want to work with every team. Doesn't matter if there's a beginner or if they're trying to go to the junior hockey ranks or college hockey. We want to work with everybody.
Well, you're a former Sun Devil. You've played in that ranks, the ACHA ranks, and you know how difficult that is. Your brother played a little hockey at ASU as well.
Yep.
When I say hockey in the Desert Southwest, why does it get a bad rap from around the rest of the country as opposed to, I mean, it's the same thing, right? It's the same indoor ice. Everything's the same. Why, in your estimation, do we get a little bad rap from being in the Desert Southwest?
I think it's just, people are a little bit naive about it. I think that people just look at it and say, oh, they're not good. They don't know hockey. We're not from Minnesota. We're not from Michigan. We're not from Chicago. We don't know hockey. There's so many great hockey minds in the valley here. We start talking about guys like Sean White or Mark Fritchie or DeAngelis, guys like that who have been here forever. Greg Powers, Jeremy Goltz. These guys know what they're talking about. They know how to teach hockey, and they've done it over and over again. And I think that the Southwest has really, the last few years, picked up the game as far as when we go to these tournaments, when U16, U18 kids go to these tournaments, they're not just a novelty of like, oh, we're playing a team from Arizona, cool. Well, they're competing and they're winning games. Growing up in California, we always had the same thing. We'd always go back east. People would always say that, oh, they're just from California. They don't know what they're doing. I think that we've had with the Austin Matthews effect has been huge. I think that we've had quite a few kids go up into the WHL. Lately, we've had a lot of kids playing the NA, the USHL. It's definitely changing, and I think that these teams go into Chicago for big tournaments, and it's not, oh, okay, we're just going to beat these guys that don't know hockey. It's a much different tournament. I think there's still a long way to go, but I think that we're definitely changing that.
All right, let's take a quick break. Let's come back and let's talk specifically about what you guys do here, what your hours are going to be, all of that stuff, and. Here at the mill at the Hockey Training Warehouse in Tempe, Arizona. Synthetic ice behind me, Jared on my right, Bailey on my left. Let's rock and roll and tell us all about this facility and what you guys are going to do and when you're going to be open and how people can get a hold of you and all that good stuff. And then we'll go into detail. Jared's going to put his skates on, show us a little bit of that, and we'll do a little bit of on-ice stuff. So, Bailey, tell us a little bit about the hours here and what you're going to do.
Totally. So the mill is open Monday through Friday from 2 to 10 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. We are offering different skill session classes. So Monday through Friday, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, even 7:30. It's all on our website. The schedule is live right now. Saturday, Sunday morning, 8, 9, 10 a.m. We've got goalie classes going on. We've got workouts going on. Schedule and everything is on our website. So you just go to our website. Which is themillhockey.com.
Themillhockey.com.
Yep. Super easy, super simple to find us. Everything's on there. You sign up for an account online. You can actually book a couple of classes, pay online with a credit card, super easy. Reserve your space and then come on in.
Okay, so when I say come on in, you're talking about how old, how young and
Yeah.
how old?
So 8 to 18, you know, as long as you can skate, we've got a spot for you.
Okay.
We are actually even offering a adult beginner class Wednesdays at 8:30 for our 18 plus adult skills, you know, dads, moms, anybody looking to get better at hockey that's, you know, above 18, that's for you guys. And then, yeah, whatever class kind of fits you. So Jared's going to be doing skating classes, shooting, stick handling. Like I mentioned, we have goalie classes. We're going to do intro to checking classes, defensive specific stuff, offensive specific stuff. So you can sign up for whatever class you want and kind of pick your training.
All right, so when we see the little mini rink, as I'll call it, behind us, you really can do everything, right? I mean, you can actually check, you can show proper techniques on that, you can pass the puck, you can shoot the puck, you can have goaltenders out here. You have a goaltender coach, which happens to be a good friend of mine on Facebook anyway,
Yeah,
Grant,
okay,
Grant
awesome.
Lyon, right?
Grant, yep.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what's a typical one-on-one session for you? I know it's going to be different with everybody, but what do you like to do one-on-one with a student when they come in for the first time?
Yeah, absolutely. So a one-on-one session, typically we're going to have a conversation beforehand before we even get on the ice. What are we looking? What do we want to work on? What's the ultimate goal? What are we trying to achieve? Are we trying to just master one skill, or are we trying to master a bunch of different skills? We usually jump on the ice. We'll usually go through a couple just basic drills, see kind of where we're at. Then we'll get into the weeds of it. If someone's trying to work on just a slap shot, maybe they're a defenseman, they're trying to work on picking pucks off the boards, walking to the middle, and taking a slap shot. We're going to go over that. Well, let's analyze. Let's see what's going on. We'll take a lot of video. We'll use video as a resource to look back to see what we're doing, see where those small places we can make adjustments at, and go from there. But yeah, it's kind of really gauged towards every player. Every player's a little bit different what they want to work on. It's even awesome too when you get a couple different players who want to work on the same things.
Yeah.
You can kind of have the players feed off of one another. But basically, one-on-one sessions are totally geared towards whatever that player wants. Do they need to work on skating? Do they need to work on shooting in stride? Whatever they want, we can tailor towards them.
Okay, so we bring in individuals, but we can also bring in teams, right? So if a coach wants to get a hold of you, say, how many guys can they bring in with their team?
Yeah, so we can really fit 24 kids total, so full team. We can do 12 on the ice, we can do 12 in the workout area, and then we can actually fit another 6 or 8 on the shooting lanes too if we need. We can do full teams, we can do stations. If coaches want to come in and rent ice, we do that too. You can email us, coach@themillhockey.com, or you can give us a call, and we're happy to schedule it. You can rent ice, or you can just show up and we can take care of you.
Yeah, as we mentioned, behind us is the synthetic ice, the little mini rink, we call it. When I look in front of me, and we'll show a little stuff around, but you guys are doing off-ice stuff as well, right? So, I mean, it's really, how do I say it? It's a full, well-rounded hockey training center.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said before, that was the whole goal about this. We wanted a one-stop shop place where people could come in here, they could get some training on ice, they can get their off-ice training in. We have a coach that's going to do all of our off-ice work, Connor Clancy, who's actually an old AAA hockey player from back in the day here in Arizona. Okay. We've tried to keep a lot of Arizona roots, even with Grant Lyon, who's an old Arizona-based player as well.
He'll appreciate the fact that he's old.
Yeah. Grant's awesome, and from day one, Grant was on board with us, wanting to do some goalie stuff. I mean, it doesn't matter what your skill level is, doesn't matter what you're trying to accomplish. If you just want to come and have a little bit of fun, we have that here for you too. So everything is under one roof. So.
All right, as I mentioned at the start, this is What Drives You, sponsored by Mdrive. So let me ask each one of you. Think about it for a minute. What drives you? You told me what about the hockey background, but what drives you to make this a business and make this successful? Bailey, you want to start?
Sure. I think it's really the sense of community. I have been lucky enough over the years to be involved in, different teams, from my brother playing, from, being a coach's wife, to every aspect. We even have a billet son. So, on the side, we're also hockey parents. And I think it's really wanting that sense of community, that sense of belonging. Kids have such a hard time these days. I think school's tough. I think the world is tough. I think, you know, if we can do anything to help set them up for success, to make them a little more resilient, to make them a little tougher, a little stronger, to be successful in the real world, I'm happy to be involved in that.
Perfect. Jared?
Yeah, I would kind of go with the same thing Bailey said. Based off of community. From day one, that's what we wanted to do is create a good community here. But for me, hockey's my passion. Hockey's been everything in my life. It's taught me so much over the years. Successes, failures, hardships, everything in between. And I just live it. I love hockey, and I love giving back and teaching kids and being around kids. It's so much fun. And this is a great place. And from day one, we wanted to create a place where these kids could come and feel like they don't belong to this or that. It's everybody's here. And we're excited for people to come here, check the place out in the next couple days. And yeah, that's just what drives me, is just seeing kids, seeing them succeed, seeing them have fun. And it's a great time.
Well, I got the sneak preview early. We're letting everybody know that they can come in this weekend and see it for themselves, start booking some time with you guys and making sure they get out here. Let me get this right. 422 South Madison?
South Madison, Suite 3.
How's that? Suite 3 in Tempe. You'll see the sign when you come in outside. Once you get through the doors, we're going to take you a little tour. Bailey's already shown me, but I'll have her show the world here what it's like to enter the front doors and get from there. Well, you're putting your skates on.
Yeah, I'll throw my stuff on.
We'll do a little bit from north. So thanks so much for stepping in with me. It's always enjoyable to talk more hockey. I mean, I do it 24/7, I think. If you ask my wife, my wife just likes to put a gag in me, like, yeah, you don't need to continue. You do enough of it. But that's it from the Mill Hockey Training Warehouse. Thank you, guys. Come on out and see these guys and work on your hockey skills.
Hockey Training Warehouse in Tempe, Arizona. We're gonna go inside. So when you come to the mill, you're gonna come in our front door here. Right over here is our check-in desk. So you're gonna check in at the iPad for your classes. Everybody is pre-booked. We've got merchandise to sell. We've got your water, your body armor, your protein bars. So we've got everything taken care of for you here. Once you sign in, you're actually gonna come this way with me. You're gonna drop your stuff off in the locker room over here. So right here to my left, we've got a locker room. This is locker room one of two that we have here at the mill. We provide lockers. If you bring your own lock, we can actually lock that up for you. So all your cell phones, all your personal belongings, everything is safe. And other than that, plenty of room here to get changed. And a restroom that is right across the way if you need it. So we're gonna head this way to the rink. All right. As you notice, it's not cold. As it's synthetic ice, it's not very cold in here. Just walking through, we've got a second locker room, 2 locker rooms, so there's plenty of space for everybody coming in and out. They have lockers around that door there. Back out this way is a second restroom. So if you ever want to change in private, we've got plenty of space for you to do that here. This is the rink. So this is our mini rink. We're calling it our main rink here. Full boards, full glass, the best of the best. We've got nets that are out there. It's plenty of space to do drills, skills, work on small areas. We typically put about 12 out there for our skills sessions, so everybody gets individualized attention. Of course, we have our parent seating area. We know our parents love to watch their kids, so we've got that over here for you. As we come this way, I'll show you a little more. So just more seating for the parents. Everything we do here is hockey. So our hockey stick chairs, of course, branding everywhere. We want to make sure that everybody that comes to the mill feels proud to work and be part of this brand and part of our company. It's really a family here. All right, so as you walk in, you're gonna come down this area. As you go right past the rink, on this far side over here is also our shooting lane. So the shooting lanes are available to rent or just to play. In the back, we've got nets. They're great for shooting work. They're great for goalie training. We can do stick handling stuff here. Of course, we've got sauce nets and our super deker. It's not a hockey training facility without a super deker. Slide boards, we've got stick handling balls and targets in that basket there. So this is really open for kids. So as soon as you come off the ice, come over here, play around, mess around with your friends, get the high score on the super deker, see who's the best. All right, so turning around, we have our workout area. I'll walk you guys through this. Part of being a one-stop shop here is we want kids to be able to skate on the ice and then come here and work out as well. So in our workout area, we've got ladders, sleds, pull-up bars, TRX, battle ropes, box jumps. To the side over here, we have kettlebells, metal cymbals, ab rollers, bands, you know. We even have foam rollers for recovery, Bosu balls you can stick handle on and test your balance. Tons of equipment, and of course, a bumping stereo to make it kind of fun. So in the workout area here, we're also going to be offering off-ice classes. We have a trainer that will be putting you through basically circuit training. So this is open for people to work out by themselves if you just want to come and, you know, use the space, or we can always do something with our trainer as well.
All right, the uniqueness we want to hear about is right over here on the wall.
Oh yes. All right. This this is kind of funny. So this is the mill. This is everything. Like, this is our brand in a nutshell here. Jared actually used to work at DYHA for a very long time, and he would pick up all of these broken hockey sticks. So a lot of ASU players, a lot of kids, a lot of everything. All of these sticks in here were somebody that played at DYHA, somebody in Arizona that played at Oceanside Ice Rink. Jared took them all and saved them all. And I tried to throw them away about a dozen times because they were just sitting in my garage. And finally, when we got this building, we figured we wanted to build a focus piece. So my entire family actually pitched in. Jared, myself, my mom designed it, my dad built it, my brother came in and put all the sticks where they go. And I think that says so much about who we are. You know, at the mill, we're a family. My entire family has done all the construction ourselves. We've touched everything ourselves. We've built everything ourselves. It's all about, you know, being a family, and we want people to